All right, we're back. All right, we're back. So we're talking about Errol Spence versus Terance Crawford.
The major fight. But, I'm torn, but because it's clear and evident that they're two different styles, right?
Absolutely.
When you look at Crawford, it feels like he is so versatile, being able to switch hit, right? That he's literally just waiting for holes, bam, bam, right? And with Spence, it's like he's plotting, jab, jab,
And they're both counter punchers.
both counter punchers. But for some reason, I just feel like Crawford's hands are a little bit whippier, a little bit faster,
Yeah, I agree.
and I believe that whip, because all you got to do is turn the chin, a quick whip could end the fight, and I feel that, and I love Spence, but I do believe that he has a plotting style, like.
Yeah.
And whenever you have a plotting style, speed can kill you.
Yeah.
Now, there's difference with Crawford, and this is, my opinion, of course. I just believe that he gets hit a lot.
I feel like they both get hit a lot.
They do, and that's what makes the fight dangerous.
Yeah.
It's whoever lands first. Now, if that's the case, they say that Crawford starts off slow. I think it would behoove him but you got to be careful.
Yeah.
He has to really
Talk about that in the out period in boxing. Yeah.
He has to go in there and say, listen, I am faster than this man. I am going to demonstrate that I'm faster than this man.
Right.
Because that ultimate speed and quickness and being able to land a clean whippy shot can be the difference in this fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's how this fight's going to be affected. If Errol's going to be, because if you're going to sit back and think you're going to plod with Errol for 12 rounds, then I think Errol's going to win.
Yeah. All right. So let's if you're breaking it down, right? Like if you talk about speed, you're saying Crawford has the nod when it comes to speed. When you talk about power, who's got the nod?
Once again, I think it's a different type of power. I think that Errol has the thud, like the thudding, his style is based on the thud, that hammering punch. I feel that Crawford has the fast, whippy, sharp, hard punch. You know what I mean? Sharper
Velocity.
with speed.
Yeah.
I think the specialness about his punch is the speed from those different directions.
Sure.
Because he's a switch hitter, he's able to see certain, openings, and he has that whip speed to get in there. And I think that's deadly. And one thing that I've always, and this was just my courses through my little boxing. My dad was huge in boxing.
Right.
All of his friends were boxers. When you throw a shot, and whenever you're fighting, period, any kind of fight, street fight, anything, the worst thing to do is to close your eyes.
Right.
There's been times when I was fighting, and while I'm closing my eyes, I'm like, holy snap, I'm open up your goddamn eyes, because that's such a big no-no.
Yeah. And it's early on.
Errol, I've seen Errol do that often.
Yeah. I mean, and that's dangerous.
Very dangerous for a guy who's waiting and who's quick enough to make you miss. And while you're throwing that shot with your eyes closed, Crawford could step back and counter and lights out. And that's
got
what
the ability down now.
I sense that that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I feel like the way Crawford's going to win is like that.
Yeah.
He's going to quick, bow, catch him quick.
So, but all right. So my question is, right? This is my thing. From what I've watched of Errol Spence and what I've watched of Terance Crawford, I feel like Terance has a better footwork. I feel like and a part of that also is because he can switch. He can mix it up more. I feel like he has the ability to mix up his game plan a lot better. I feel like Errol is more technically sound. Terance is more willing to brawl. I feel like Errol it has a little bit better like they both get hit a lot, but they talk about it, he'll keep his hands up and he'll defend a little bit better in those instances. But we've seen what it looks like when these guys get wobbled, right? Mm-hmm. And what I think is Terance is has that kill switch that he'll be able to put Errol away if something like that happens in the fight. If I'm giving an eyeball test of looking at these guys fight the same fighters and other fights that they've had, I think Terance Crawford runs away with it. I'm going to give my simple synopsis, and this is because I'm coming from it, right? Obviously, I have my MMA side of it, but I do love boxing, the sweet science. And from when I study fight styles, and like how they're going to go against each other, I look at the technical aspect of it, but also you can kind of, like I said, the eyeball test with how fighters look versus each other, right? Because especially when they both fought Porter, right? And you look at how they looked at you even hear how they talked about the fighters who maybe they, like Porter was talking about him fighting Spence and him fighting Crawford. You could tell he felt like he didn't have as much for Crawford. He didn't have anything to say of what he could have done different to win the fight versus when he fought Spence. He was like, oh, if I had did this, I could have won that fight. So it's like you fight somebody and you go against him and you feel like, I could have beat that guy. I just didn't do everything I needed to do. It's not that this guy was so much better than me that he was unbeatable. It's just that I didn't do the things I needed to do, and he got the better of me. Well, whereas with Crawford, it doesn't feel like that. It's like he's the best. He's also the better fighter.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Well, do you think? Well, what they're saying is, in order for this particular fight to go in the favor of Crawford, he's going to have to attack Spence's body.
Right.
Now, I've seen some of Spence's work. Some of Crawford's work. I don't think I've ever seen him dismantle someone through the body.
Yeah.
It's always been quick headshot, does he have that in his repertoire, the ability to...
Yeah, and I think to break down that defense that
Spence, and we're not paying attention to the fact that his reach is longer than Spence's.
Mm-hmm.
Crawford is built like Mayweather. Mayweather may have been shorter, but his reach was always longer.
He's got long arms.
So he has surprisingly long arms, and I think that plays a role in his in what makes him special, right? I'll be honest with you, man. I just feel that Errol can get staggered.
Yes, I think it's much easier for him to get wobbled or staggered than it is for Terance. I think Terance has a stronger chin, and that's going to play a role as well. And that to me, like, again, for straight off that, if I'm going just straight eyeball test, I think Crawford has it. But then when I start to break down the X's and O's of this, I think it's still Crawford. And like, again, this is one of those generation defining fights. Because it depends on how that fight goes. It depends on, like, if, let's just say, like I said, in order for the fight for me to go in Crawford's way, he has to start fast. Yeah.
But if he starts fast and he doesn't get him out of there, and this fight turns to, and like if Errol on weather that storm and then turn it into okay.
So you think if that goes? So what are you saying? If it goes anything more than 7, 8 rounds, then it's gonna start.
Yeah, he's gonna have
turn in Spence's.
Yeah, he's gonna have to get Spence between 1 and 5. If he doesn't give him the 1 and 5, 1 and 6,
wow. Okay,
then I think Errol is gonna big boy him. He's gonna lean on him. Just shoot off him up.
Sure.
And that plotting, and Errol does attack the body.
Yeah.
So we've never really seen anyone really lay some wood on Crawford's body to halt all that running around. Because if he loses his quickness, then that shit I just slow him down. Actually becomes a flaw. It becomes, you're doing things that technically you shouldn't be doing.
Sure.
The only reason that you're able to pull it off is if you have that superior speed. So if you kill the body and you kind of like
wear down a stamina.
Yeah, and you take away. You create that speed. Now all that switch hitting is bad boxing. And if you don't have speed, you're gonna get knocked out. So I believe that the key is the body for both fighters, and who can withstand that body attack.
So all right. So if you had to pick who's gonna win, who are you picking?
It's difficult. Like I said, it just depends on how these guys enter into fight. I believe that in order for Crawford to win, he is going to have to start faster than he's ever started. Mm-hmm. He's going to have to take it to Spence.
Sure.
Right? and he's going to have to show speed. He's going to have to show his speed. He's going to have to shuffle to the right, get to this, because you got to remember, Errol's a lefty also. So he's going to have to pivot to get out of the way of that left hand. How are they going to deal with that strong jab? Who's going to get who's going to get their lead foot out on the outside? Who? So I think if in order for Errol in order for Crawford to really affect this fight, he's going to have to show speed, and he's going to have to attack Spence fast, especially when he shifts and he's out of striking mode. Mm-hmm. When he gets to the side, push. He's going to have to be real fast. If he's not able to do the necessary damage that we've seen Errol take, we've seen Ugas put an athlete in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So all he has to do is replicate that. I think he has a chance. If that's not enough,
he's a categorically better boxer, so I feel like he can do those things. And
well, I don't know if I can say he's categorically a better boxer. I just think he's better. Oh, okay, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I thought you were talking about compared to what's the name? I think he's faster, quicker. Mm-hmm. But I do believe that in order for Errol to have done what he's done, he has to be some form of an athlete. I just believe once again he's the bigger, stronger man, and his style is he's gonna walk. He basically said he's gonna walk him down and break him. Mm-hmm. So if he's gonna walk him down and break him, that speed. If you're walking at me, I'm gonna have to pivot to the slide. Bop, bop, bop. It's gonna be a speed. He's gonna have to pull off his best Lomachenko that he can. But really had dynamite in those. Lomo.
So yo, listen, Loma, you beat. He beat Devin Haney, bro. I'd be so tight. Shout out to my boy, me and him were watching that fight in the club. We were literally.
Devin. I like what you've done, Devin. You and your father have done a phenomenal job. Rematch Loma. That's what I wanted. You got to rematch Loma because you didn't look that good, baby. You did rematch. You got to rematch that fight.
I'm haberdashery and Heath McLogan. He needs a rematch.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll talk about that another time. We don't have a whole segment robbery dedicated. Had that man crying. You robbed that man so bad you had him crying. Yo, that hurt my feelings.
Yeah, man. You didn't listen, Devin, and you know we want
you got it. Everybody like he got robbed.
Yeah, man. You should be like, yo, you know what? Let's rematch. Yeah, don't be talking about dad talking about what are we going to rematch for? The guy he's fighting Pierogi. I don't know. I know, Jack. Listen, I don't want you to think that I'm disrespecting you.
Hold on, yeah, it's the mandatory, right?
Hold on, put some respect on his name. We'll never want to do that, but I did butcher it up. Okay, I did butcher it up. I apologize.
Oh, let me see. Let me pull it up because I couldn't remember his name. So he has two possible mandatories, and he could also fight Stevenson. Of course, Stevenson next.
No, he sent the contract to Stevenson, and the net is. Yeah, but he shot a low ball 175 and was to give the kid 25. But I didn't know he took 22% to fight Kambosos and went to Australia. Dude, sometimes you gotta take the short end of the stick if you think you're gonna win.
Regis Prograis.
Regis, I apologize.
Yeah.
Regis Prograis. I said I apologize. I put you today, but it wasn't out of disrespect. Dyslexia more than anything else. But you, good brother, Devin doesn't need to talk about fighting you.
Yeah, he needs
to do
his rematch.
Is to get his rematch against Loma because the old man kicked his ass.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you. You beat Kambosos, and I thought that Kambosos wasn't supposed to be there, but I think that Teofimo was just a little bit too cocky. Mm-hmm. A humble man's a powerful man. And that arrogance got him a loss.
Yeah.
And then that gave Gunner an opportunity to hold the belt for 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, the net is and you beat Kambosos handily both times. So we're not going to talk about Kambosos. We're going to take him out the picture.
Yeah.
What you need to do is to either fight Shakur or get out there with Javante. And see, the problem with Javante is that you're not the 8th side, even though you have all the belts.
Yeah, probably.
Because we know that he's going to knock you out.
Yes, Javante is the problem.
And you know that.
That's really what's going to happen.
So what you need, I wanted Loma
to fight Javante. That's why I wanted him to win. I wanted to see what I was going to play.
Yeah, you know what? He has everything to fight Javante. He just doesn't have the bomb.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the atom bomb.
Yeah.
You know, and Devontae's gonna not. I think the person that's gonna give Devontae the hardest problem is gonna be Shakur.
Yeah, everybody's been talking about that.
Shakur's gonna give him the hardest fight.
The hardest time.
But he's just out to Newark, New Jersey, tri-state area, pick up. But Devontae's gonna knock him out.
Yeah.
He's gonna knock. He's gonna knock all those guys.
I think Gervonta's right at the top of the hill.
Again, the top of the hill.
Yeah.
No one can beat it.
Loma holds a special place in my heart because he's such a fantastic boxer, and his record doesn't always show it. And he's taken the hardest fights he can take, and he's gonna go down as one of the greatest, technically sound and skilled boxers, but also one of just the best of all time and of a generation. But he just doesn't get the credit he deserves because we are so focused on those bigger names. But at the same time,
no, I think the reason why he doesn't get the credit is that even though he fought 1,000 times in the amateurs, he had like 3 fights in the pros and was fighting for a championship.
Yeah, but because he was ready and he was winning those fights.
He was with top rank and they were able to manipulate. That's why he's given pound to pound even after losses. I mean, it's some real heavy things going on.
Okay, so I'll get
I would have an issue too if Teofimo fight.
He cleared it fighting for the chip. Cleared it through, lost to Teofimo because he waited too long to turn it on. His very first fight, he got cheated. The very first fight he lost, he got cheated.
No, he didn't. He ended up. No, he got cheated because he got Croix shot at constantly. Like if you watch that fight, I watched that fight. He got beat up. He got cheated. He got beat up. He got cheated. It was a dirty fight. The ref got beat up. He clearly was winning the fight. He was clearly winning the fight. I didn't watch it. Yes, I know what. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna rewatch that fight, bro. You tell me you would score that fight round by round, even with the nut shots, even with the low blows, even with all that stuff that the ref didn't even manage, dude. Bigger than him. Yeah, and he still was beating on him, man. Beat the brakes off a little bit. We gotta watch that fight again. He's small.
Oh my goodness, bro.
That was Lomachenko have to come back. Did he go up to fight that guy?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he got his behind whooped and came back down and never went back up there again. Why didn't he rematch him?
Because it was nonsense. He got cheated. That's why.
He got beat, dude. He got beat.
You reckon I watched that fight again?
I did, cuz. What are you talking about? See, once again,
this is why
his love, his memory failed. His love, he said
he's got a terrible.
He just told you Lomachenko is his favorite player. It's gonna be and it's the greatest ever. Hey, all that aside, sounds like Larry Merchant's one of those guys.
All that aside, if you understand that, like, just the same way we
all got cheated in the Haney fight, he got cheated in that fight too. He got cheated. No, he got beat up, bro.
He did not get beat up.
He got beat up. That thing beat his behind.
No, he did.
Yes, he did. He beat the brakes off of him.
It was a dirty fight.
It was neither here nor there. All right, we moving on. All right. That's July. What's the next fight coming up after that? Oh, Canelo versus Charlo.
Versus Jamal is the one who's fighting him. Jamal was going to fight him, but Jamal is fighting him.
Which one is? Okay.
So it's Jermel with an E and Jamal with an A. So Jamal with the A is the smaller that was going to fight him, but now it's Jermel with an E that is going to fight him.
The younger brother who's bigger.
Yes.
Right. Okay. The loudmouth one.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I believe that he can beat Canelo just like he can reproduce what Bivol has done.
Yeah, but Bivol just got so much sides, though. I mean, he's a beat.
Jamal has that kind of Canelo. Charlo has that kind of size.
Charlo E.
You say A and E. I'm just going to say Charlo.
Yeah, definitely do it that way.
I'm just going to say Charlo. Shout out to Charlo and St. Croix out there west. We have a Charlo too, you know.
But the thing is, this is the thing. This is why I respect Canelo also, is because he's not going to shy away from the best competition.
So why isn't he fighting Benavidez? Why isn't he fighting Andrade?
Andrade.
Yeah,
Andrade. That's how to pronounce it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Why is he not fighting that guy? Why is he not fighting Benavidez and Andrade?
The thing is, politics play a role in this, and we understand that.
No, he's avoiding them.
Why do you really feel like he's just full on avoiding these guys?
Yeah, man. I think that kid. What's his name? What's his first name? What's his first name? With the lock. I think he's a monster. I think everyone's avoiding him. Who's fighting him now? Benavidez, right? Benavidez giving him a shot.
Yeah, I believe so.
Why didn't Charlo fight him? He's dangerous. He's not a walk in the park. He's not a walk in the park.
Yeah, but at the same time, look, just because someone's not a wild card, no means they're not. Doesn't mean they're not beatable. No.
That's my thing. Listen, that's that remains to be seen.
Yeah,
We can't
Demetrius
just
and Demetrius.
we just can't sit here and assume that Demetrius is going to lose. No, sir. The guy, absolutely, yeah.
You're right, and I agree.
I think Demetrius will beat Benavidez.
You think so?
Yeah. I think Demetrius will beat the Benavidez.
Right, but you also got to think. I think Plant, not crazy Lance.
I think Plant shouldn't have really been in the fight with him. I think
I can agree with
from what I'm saying, from how he's portrayed, he should have walked through Plant.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that he's going to get in there with Demetrius, and Demetrius is going to beat his ass. Pardon my vernacular. He's going to beat him. I can agree. He has a very awkward style.
Yes.
He's not getting the respect that he deserved.
Yeah. But also a part of that too is like, and this is what we kind of talk about it with the UFC as well, is like, part of it is the skill of the fighter and how good they are and their accolades, and then part of it is, are they a draw? Are they going to still take it?
Yeah, well, the problem with Demetrius is that he's not a draw. And that's what Canelo was saying.
Yeah, right. Like, so I gotta risk all this to fight this guy, and then the payout is going to be what, a third of what I usually make?
Well, at this particular junction, you can't get around him now. Does he have a belt? Did he just win a belt?
I don't know. We got to do the check. Let's look it up. Okay, so Demetrius saying,
oh, wait a minute. Go up. Listen, one thing.
Even like Tyson Fury, as you could say, Demetrius Andrade is the most avoided man in all of boxing.
Yes, he is.
Right, but like, do enough people know who he is? Of course, you're gonna avoid a guy who is really, really good that nobody's heard of, like, or that not enough people have heard of. It's easy to avoid that guy because it's like he's not a draw. I'm gonna risk. What's the risk? You have to look at that as a fighter. What is the risk to reward, right? If you're a name like Canelo Alvarez, right, one of the biggest boxers in the world, right? What is the risk reward for you fighting?
I do understand the risk reward, but when we're talking about boxing, we're talking about boxing purists.
Right, yeah, purists.
You're avoiding and yeah, own it. That's what you're doing right now. Let's just say, listen, I'm gonna go make some money across the street.
Yeah.
When I'm done making this money, I'm gonna come back and fight you.
Listen, yeah,
you know what? I would beat that. And listen, if I was like a manager or agent, I would be blunt. Like, look, you're a tough guy. You really are. And you know, listen, it'll be a great fight, and you have the type of talent that, you could potentially
become a draw and
make some money.
Yeah, become a draw, and then we
real. Don't say that he's not deserving. He's deserving of it. And guess what? I'll lay it down. I'll put some money on it. And listen, I respect Benavidez. I like his chutzpah. I like the fact that he is, representing his Mexican people. That heritage is a strong heritage.
Yeah.
So, He definitely he's going to get that respect and deference from me, but I believe there's something about his fighting. You know what? It's the Tyson Fury effect also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, him and Tyson Fury have the same effect with me. Their bodies are horrible, right? They're good boxers. I just believe that someone who's in shape and
should look a certain way.
It's going to beat them, because I believe that ultimately being in shape is the X factor,
is the equalizer. But a part of it too is, and this is coming from experience. You can look a certain way and still be in shape and be well conditioned.
He's always going to defend you, fat guys. I'm not defending fat guys. Look,
but I'm just telling you, you can be tight and not look
fat looking guy.
Yeah,
but he's well conditioned.
Ruiz, Andy Ruiz
amazed me.
Yeah,
he always amazed me. He has a whip with that left whip. That's what that whipping punch is deadly. See what he did to Joshua. And Joshua looked like an Adonis. But, them English boxers, I don't know. I think he was more of an athlete than boxer to me, Joshua.
Fair enough. All right, so Canelo versus Charlo, who you got?
I'm going with Charlo.
Okay. I'm going to say, look, I'm gonna stick with the Mexicans, man. I'm gonna go with Canelo.
Yeah. What's the trainer, Derek? I'm going with Derek, man. Derek Lewis is doing things. He has Garcia in his camp now. He has Joshua in his camp. He has Spence, and he has the Charlo brothers. I'm believing that there's something good going on over there, and I believe that Charlo can reproduce what Bivol has done with that strong right hand. And once again, we've already heard it. They try. The Mexican fighters try to avoid the black fighters. Canelo's been trying to avoid the black fighters. He can't avoid them any longer. and I think Charlo's gonna beat him up. But what I don't want to do is disrespect the wily vet. He learned a lot from Mayweather, and he still maintained his firepower. So I'm not sure if Charlo's going to be able to crack that defensive shell.
Yeah.
But all he has to do is just study that Bivol fight. Just study it.
And the Bivol really showed, like, I mean, but like you can just put some hands. You can bully Canelo.
Yeah,
is what he showed.
Because he's going up too high.
Yeah.
The little guy, he's really a short guy.
Yeah, 154, but he maybe 160 is the what Canelo should be at. But like above that, those guys start to get big because they're cutting down. You know, the big and of course, you know, I think part of that is Canelo's trying to show that he's just a skilled boxer all around, pound for pound. When you talk about pound for pound, you can move up and down in divisions. You can do that type of thing. You're, solidifying your spot is one of the best.
Fun with that boy.
Yeah, but Bilal, he can't. It was just like, let's have not today. Yeah, you know,
Today.
So, all right. So you go with Charlo. All right, I'm gonna say Canelo on that one. All right, but also we've got some exciting news that also just came out for boxing, the boxing MMA world, the crossover that is happening. Hold on, Fury. Hold on. Fury's gonna beat Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou versus Tyson Fury. It's happening October 28th in Abu Dhabi.
That goes to show you it's going to be a show.
It's a money fight. Saudi Arabia. Stand corrected. Saudi Arabia, not in Abu Dhabi. But it's Saudi Arabia. It's happening. It's going down. This is going to be exciting because I'm very excited for Francis Ngannou, who is now a part of the PFL.
He's going to knock him out. Tyson Fury's going to knock Francis Ngannou out.
Before we get to what's going to happen in the fight, let's talk about the build-up. This is happening in October, so we've got a little bit of time. We'll be talking about this more as it gets closer. First of all, let's talk about the X's and O's. Let's just break it down. Francis Ngannou, 6'5", 265 pounds. Probably about 11% body fat at post. He's fucking jacked. Tyson Fury, 6'9". I don't really think he's 6'9". I feel like he's like 6'7", 6'8" That's terrible posture. But I mean, if past 6'5", I feel like I don't even know how he. I don't even know how it works. I'm not, you know, but and he's usually anywhere from 250 to 200 or 300 pounds. He fluctuates depending on the day. We'll see what he looks like come October. But this is going to be like, this is the clash of the titans of the former baddest man on the planet as the UFC heavyweight champion and the baddest man on the planet in the boxing world with Tyson Fury, the lineal heavyweight boxing champion. So, as my cousin believes, Tyson is just going to knock him out.
He's going to knock him out. Francis is a sloppy boxer.
Yeah, he's not. Tyson Fury is a very polished, seasoned boxer. Francis Ngannou, on the other hand, he's not a boxer. He's an MMA fighter who really was a kickboxer, and he wasn't a great kickboxer.
And listen, he's my brother, okay? I don't want to go against the thing. I understand the thing, okay? I know what's going on, okay? Okay? And I don't right for the brother them. Trust me. All the time. Shit so hard. But Tyson Fury's going to beat his behind.
Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, I think, is going to pay him apart. But don't get it twisted. Francis Ngannou can absolutely knock this man out. Like, he could do what Deontay Wilder did to him. If he connects, if Francis Ngannou connects, he's putting that man's lights out.
Yeah, but Francis Ngannou's footwork is so bad that he's not only with I think Fury, I'm telling you, Fury's going to take him to school and knock him out. He's going to look bad.
I'm excited for Francis because he's going to make a bunch of money, which is what he's been trying.
But he's going to look so bad, he's not going to be.
I don't think he's going to look as bad.
To go back to and find some people.
PFL in front of PFL.
Or whatever, PFL 1, whatever. He's going to have to find someone who's going to sit in front of him and let them hit him. But guess what? Tyson Fury is going to turn his chin. He's going to beat him up. Let's stop. It's going to be crazy.
The fight is going to be more entertaining than people realize.
Oh, it's going to be WWE?
He's had some time.
Oh, wait a minute.
He's followed training. It's been a while since Francis has fought.
Who's sponsoring this fight?
Good question. Let's look that up.
Who's the money behind this fight? You said Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, you know the
Sounds
Saudi,
like the prince of one of those guys decided.
And they want to